Hi, I'm Barbara Badolati of Be Alive and Well. And one of the things that I do at my company, Be Alive and Well, is to coach people all over the world. And sitting next to me is one of my clients. And I just wanted you to introduce yourself.
My name is Linda Kotarski.
And Linda and I live near each other, so we actually have been doing some coaching in person as well as over the phone. And we just finished up yesterday.
Yep.
And so Linda was willing to be able to share some of her insights and just have a little bit of a conversation so that you can have a little bit more insight into the coaching practice. So let me just start out with lots of different people come to me in different ways. And with Linda, I was speaking at an event that she was there at, and you reached out to me and said that you wanted to get together.
I did.
And so we set up a coaching session, which is actually called a strategy session. And that's just an opportunity for us to have a phone conversation, maybe 20 minutes, to answer some questions and to make sure that I'm a good fit for you and that we can work together. And also, if not, to be able to provide other resources for you if I can. So let's talk a little bit about that strategy session, because you said you wanted to get together and we
Right.
set up an appointment.
Right.
And why don't you share a little bit about what happened, because you actually called and canceled.
I did. Well, I saw you at the Network 180 was putting on the workshop at GVSU, which I was referred to go to because I am a intern at Michigan Behavioral Consultants. I'm working on my master's degree in social work. And so I'm doing my internship, and so I'm working, I'm going to school part-time, and I'm a single mom. And so I went to this workshop, and it was on secondary trauma, and I was feeling really burnt out. I was feeling very stressed, and I was starting to get depressed. And so I saw you at the workshop, and you were talking I got your flyer, and you were talking about the energy primer and, what we can do to build up our energy system. And on your flyer in the back, it said, what are your top 3 actions that you will take after listening to you today? And so I wrote down tapping, the yoga technique that you taught us, and the intentional manifestation. And I had been working on intentional manifestation on my own, but I just felt like I needed some help. And I was feeling overwhelmed, and I really, after hearing you talk, I felt like you could really help me do some really good self-care, and that's what I really needed.
Yeah, and so basically those top 3 concerns were being overwhelmed. I mean, you can hear from her schedule that she has a lot to juggle. And by the way, our cameraman is her son right now. So you had that, you had school, you had work,
Yeah.
so much going on, and it was the holidays were coming up, and you knew you had just a short little period of time.
Right. I had 3 weeks in between semesters.
Right. So we talked over the phone and decided that because there was just a short period of time, that we needed to do a couple of what I call deep dives, which means that we really had to roll up our sleeves and get serious about a lot of things. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 things. There was everything.
I had a lot going on in my personal life. I had a lot going on with some financial problems. And I mean, there just wasn't one area in my life that you couldn't help me with. I mean, I think one of the things that impressed me the most about working with you was that, I mean, you helped me in all areas of my life. I mean, your knowledge is so broad. I mean, you knew a little bit about everything that I was going through, and I really needed that moral support that you gave me, and I just really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Really.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, all the way from, exercising and taking vitamins and taking care of myself, and all the way to, helping me, with strategies with my attorney and my financial problems.
Yeah, and also just organizing, don't
Yeah.
you think? I mean, because
God, yes,
there was
yes,
years of
yes.
you just trying to just stay a little bit ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
that everything was
Yes,
disorganized.
my house was cluttered, my basement was cluttered, my walk-in closet was cluttered, and all of that clutter was causing me a lot more stress than I needed, just every time that I look at it, because it had so much negative energy for me.
Right.
And
it kept you from being as productive as you wanted to be, too.
And so when I was looking at your flyer and it talked about, the purpose, of your energy system, I thought, oh my God, I think this woman can help me.
So I did help her, but mostly a coach is somebody that guides you to being able to really help yourself. And so we did set up a lot of different techniques and tools, and I really admire you too, because you not only embrace the suggestions, but you also took action between the sessions and got busy and
Yeah.
really took care of a lot of things,
Yeah.
from the attorney and that whole situation to, I mean, the table is completely cleared. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, but you know what? You gave me a lot of tips and ideas and guided me, on how to do that, because for me, just to look at it was just overwhelming. And
Right.
when I was on my own, I kept thinking, well, yeah, I can do this, but it's like I didn't even know where to begin. It was so much. And you really helped, okay, take it step by step, take little bitefuls and little
you-
chunks at a
yeah,
time.
and
And that's how I did it,
And
but
it's done.
And then, when I knew we were going to meet, I thought, oh my God, Barbara's coming. I got to get this done. I got to get
That's
this
called
done.
accountability.
So, yeah.
So one of my questions, and that I think a lot of people struggle with, you might know, or maybe intuitively you know, that it would really help you to have a coach, and it may not be me, but somebody that can be that guide by your side.
Yeah.
And look at your whole life, not just one component, although
Right.
one component can be a focus, but also to look holistically, because I also knew that if you weren't taking care of yourself with sleep and diet and exercise and even relaxation and rituals that would re-energize you, all the other things weren't going to get done, including time with Frankie and
Right.
the values and everything.
Right.
What do you think if you hadn't made that phone call and we hadn't had the conversation? Because I know it's an investment, it's your time, you had to shift some things around in your
Right.
life. So
Right.
what if you hadn't done that, made that investment in, what would it have cost you, do you think? Where would you be right now?
I'm afraid that if I hadn't contacted you and you hadn't helped me literally get my life together, I think that I would have sabotaged this next semester, and I would have ended up not graduating when I was supposed to, and I probably would have gone into a depression.
Which is very costly
Yeah,
in many ways.
yeah.
Right. So if you're considering that, think about that. It's not just the financial investment that, I
Yeah.
mean,
It was the best investment that I made
Yeah.
in myself. I mean, it was. You really can't put a price on how much it cost. I mean, it's like those MasterCard commercials. It's priceless, because you helped me, so much.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like it's the greatest investment that I ever made in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I really needed that moral support that you've given me. I mean, and I feel like I've made a friend. I feel really blessed
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
it's been a blessing working with you, really.
Well, thank you very
Yeah.
much. And it's been a pleasure, because you really have taken action to transform your life. And I know that this will be with you for the rest of your life. And
Yeah.
that is very rewarding to me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Frankie, do you have any last words or any words you want to say about your mom? He's shaking his head. She's there. She's back. Well, thank you very, very much
Thank you,
for spending
Barbara.
some time with us. And
No
thank you,
problem.
Frankie.
Yeah.
And this is Barbara Badolati of Be Alive and Well. And I want you also to be alive and well. Thank you for spending some time with us.